I started to obsess on like, how can I help more people that are struggling with addiction, that are struggling with mental health illnesses?
Yeah.
I'm only one provider.
Yeah.
So why not work with all the providers? Why not create impact in those lives? So for you, for example, you're like, Ryan, I want to get into space. Yo, you're going to save lives.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I want to show you?
Yeah.
Like, yo, you're going to go out there. You're going to save lives. You probably have somebody in your family that's suffered from addiction, that has mental health illnesses. You may have struggled with mental health yourself. And you're like, yo, I want to go out there and make a difference in the world. Like, why wouldn't I want to help that person? Like, that's that abundant mindset.
It has to work or it has to work.
Welcome to Circle of Greatness. It's your host, Nehemiah Davis, and today I got a super special episode. I got my guy Ryan coming on, y'all, over there with We Level Up, and he's about to break down the game, man. I got to hear his story and hear how he's scaling these businesses, man. And without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, my G?
Thank you so much for having me, man. I got to say, man, y'all boys getting down in the ATL, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
First off, this house is sick, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
so funny, bro. It's funny, me and Marcus was talking, man, and I'm mad that we didn't build a relationship sooner, because we met about 8 months ago.
Yeah.
We met at an event. We were supposed to connect. It's on me because you sent me a message, and evidently I missed the message.
Yeah.
But it's all meant to be. I was talking to your guys. I knew y'all flew in, and I didn't know it was you. So we having great conversation. And then he pulled up. I'm like, wait, we met through Nick, who's both your homie, my homie, great guy.
For sure.
And I just want to start doing a better job at building relationships.
Well, and I appreciate that. And I'll tell you, I have to take my ownership as well, because I was playing small, right? Because you crush it, right? Like I look up to you. I'm inspired by you in this space because you're one of the innovators, right? You're one of the OGs. And you are crushing it, bro. So like when I'm at Myron's, I'm at these masterminds, I'm like, yo, Neo's doing it, man. And I see you on these big stages. I'm like, dang, he's doing it. And so I didn't step up. I didn't make it. And if I wanted it, I would have got it.
Yeah.
And so let me just take some of the burden off you.
I appreciate that. But we here now. We locked in, bro. We about to make some magic happen. And bro, you've been crushing it, man, from your coaching program. But I'm excited. I got to hear about the healthcare business, bro. Like y'all going crazy. Y'all doing amazing work. And I want to hear a little bit about your story, man, of resilience. I watched you speak earlier, and it was very inspiring about, you know, how you're sober now. I don't know what you were using when you say, because when I hear sober, I don't know if that means I was on drugs. I don't know if that means I was an alcoholic. Right. Tell me about that story, and how did you make the decision? Because someone's listening to this right now, where they may be going through some stuff. They may be alcohol abuse. They may be drug abuse. I don't know what their situation, but you was able to overcome it and build something that's just great. So how did you even overcome it?
Yeah, and so I want you to imagine a 5-year-old child. His terminally ill sister dies. His parents and entire family are destroyed as a result of. Parents divorce. Mom ends up in the arms of an abuser who stabbed her 13 times. Hospitalized for 6 months to get out of the hospital to get back with the same abuser. And then he shoots her with a .357 and attempts to take her life. And so I'm left to defend on my own, physically and emotionally. Years of neglect led me to multiple juvenile visits, juvenile detention facility visits. I was just a menace, bro. There was no safety in my home whatsoever. And October 8th, 2001, I was proclaimed dead at the scene of a crime.
Wow.
And
what you mean by that, proclaimed dead? Like, what does that mean exactly?
Sure. So I was up all weekend partying, sniffing cocaine, drinking alcohol. And I remember it was Monday morning, October 8th, and I was driving to drop off a girl, and the drugs weren't working anymore. I was drinking, I was taking Xanax, and it wasn't working, and I was like, I need to take more. And I was talking to the guy that was driving, happened to be my friend at the time, and I remember us saying, like, we're immune to this. I remember taking the pills, and I don't remember much. And then I literally woke up like 2 weeks later in juvie, like, how did I get here? I don't even remember the intake. I don't remember any of that stuff. And then that's when I was faced with 25 to life. I had 21 felonies as a juvenile.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow. That's crazy. So let me ask you, when did it click? Like, when did you say enough is enough? Because from my understanding, it's very hard to stop abuse. Like my uncle was on crack most of my life, and it took forever to get him off crack, from stealing from my grandma, which is his mother, stealing from my mom, which is his sister. Like, it is a hard thing to break.
For sure.
So how were you able to just break free? Where you like, enough is enough? Like, walk me through that part.
Yeah. So the best thing that could happen to me was that accident and me facing the 25 to life, because at that point I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
You know, like I had to fully surrender. And the best thing happened to me in that moment. That's when I really started to establish a relationship with God. And so the only thing that works is a spiritual connection. In 12-step program, they say higher power. I believe in Jesus Christ as my savior.
Me too.
But to a higher power that has the power to remove the obsession. And that's the only way. A spiritual conditioning is the only way. Just like when you go to church, right? It's like if you have all this shame and baggage and you go to church and you ask the Lord to come into your life, he does something to you. It really happens. And so that was the best thing that could have happened to me, was being faced with that prison sentence, because that was the leverage that I needed to change, to do something different.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So it's funny, you're building a 9-figure health company right now around substance abuse, drug abuse. And it's crazy to think that you had to go through that probably for multiple reasons. One, of course, this has set you off to be financially free, which is amazing. But even the bigger picture here is you're saving a lot of other people from dying, saving a lot of other people from actually getting their life back on track. But you had to go, somebody said, I don't know if Inky or Myron, you got to go through some stuff to get to some stuff.
Yeah.
So you had to go through all of that, maybe to go free thousands of other people.
For sure.
Like, somebody's watching this that might say, you know what, I got to just get my stuff together. Yeah. But you had to go through that stuff in order for them to be like, you know what? Sure. Enough is enough.
For sure. And that's such a powerful principle that you're referring to, because so often in life we look at our circumstances as like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
You know, I'm this victim. I have this victim mindset. Like, and when you're having that mindset, you literally are coming from a place of like powerlessness. You're literally like a victim, and you're like, I have no control, which is not true. And as soon as you start to take responsibility for your life and you actually look at the blessings, so as you referred, like I had to go through all of that to be in a position to want to help and create change in people's lives. And what's interesting, that I haven't really shared this with many people. So one of the first set of patients that came into my program was actually my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. Dang, one of the first. Did she know it was your business?
Yeah. So she was a crack user, and she was. God bless her, man. She's the strongest person I've ever met.
She's good now?
She's passed now. Yeah. She passed away. Yeah. Because of the abuse and just how bad she took care of herself. But I remembered, like, that was like, I was so excited. Like, I remember I kept calling her, like, Mom, I'm going to get this treatment center. I'm going to get you in here. I'm going to get you some help. And she came, you know, and I was able to see her sober for the next 2 years of her life before she ended up passing. Yeah. And so that was just like so profound for me. And I was like, holy crap, like every single patient in here has a relative or has a daughter or has a father or mother. And I was like, and wait a minute, I have an opportunity to rekindle relationships like I just got to rekindle. Yeah. I was like, what a blessing.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in this episode. I hope you're getting extreme amount of value. I want you to go ahead and comment below. Share with me your biggest takeaway. In addition to that, my number one goal is for me to be able to grow all of my social platforms so I can give you info, insight, strategy, and gain from every platform there is. So take a minute to follow me on Instagram at NeoDeViso, same exact name on Twitter, same exact name on TikTok, and follow me on LinkedIn at Nehemiah Davis. I would love for you to be able to be tuned into my articles and everything that I drop relating to helping you get to that next level in your life. Tune in.
You know, then I started getting obsessed with like, how can I help more people? Like, how can I expand this business and grow so that I can save more lives, which is the why behind what I do.
Yeah. And now y'all are up to 8 different treatment centers in 5 different states, I want to say,
which is
crazy. What's the ultimate goal? How many do y'all are? Because I know we were talking like, bro, it's crazy. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So what's the ultimate plan for you with this?
So if you asked me that question 2 months ago, I would have said, we just got to a place where we're dialed in. Like we just broke through this threshold.
Yep.
And then if I'm honest, talked to Nick last week, talked to you this week, and now everybody's like, yo, this is a fire business I want to be in. And I'm talking to my man downstairs. I was like, I think we need to double down, because listen, you crush it. I know this is of interest to you.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm about to have you walk me through it right here on the show. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, listen, proximity is everything, right?
Yeah.
And so just the idea of like having like-minded individuals, and I know you're a believer, and I know you do good things in the world, and that's what really drew me to you is just how I see you move with Nick, and how I see you show up with serving. From a servant mindset and putting God first, and like when your videos come out, when I see you, it's all about giving back and helping kids, bro. Man. I'm like, dang, like I love that dude, man.
And it's funny, I appreciate it. It's like one of the things I want people to really catch, right? It's so important is serve your way to success. I've been a full-time entrepreneur now 15, 16 years, and most people start giving back after you make the money. My mom made it mandatory to give back when I wasn't making no money. So it's now became ingrained in me that giving back is the way. That is like one of the, I'm not doing it looking for anything in return. It just makes me feel good. And I know we're doing something for someone that can't do something for themselves.
That's so true.
And just to add, like I want everybody to listen, like, man, serve your way to success. You need to go find somebody that you can go serve under, whether it's a mentor, someone you want to learn from, like whether it's charity, like that's serving your way for success has gotten me so far in my life, man. Just, I want to give back and make a difference, and I'm not looking for anything in return. How can I add value to you? And I ain't even, he's doing this because it's an evil plan. And no, let me just try to add value. And I know the universe and God gonna give it back to you.
For sure.
I heard someone say, if you get more people, it's something like if you get people more what they want, you gonna get everything that you want.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So that's a focus of mine right
That
now.
really resonates with me. And it's so interesting, man, because there was definitely a time in my life when all I cared about was me. And like you mentioned, like getting a mentor or having a coach, there was a time in my life when I didn't even understand serve your way to success. I didn't understand that concept, because I was always like trying to get mine. And I thought I had to have that. But when you have that mindset, you're coming from a place of lack. And if you're coming from a place of lack, you're never going to generate abundance. You're never going to attract abundance. And it's not a coincidence that you're absolutely crushing it. And here we are, and literally, I like, it's automatic for me. That young lady came up to me and was like, "Yo, I want to help. I want to, partner and build and scale this business." I was like, "Check it out. Like, I just started this. Like, I could show you." But I was like, "My man, he crushes it." I was like, "Let me bring you back to him."
And I
so
appreciate
it's
that.
just automatic.
Instant. Yeah, that's powerful. That's same for this healthcare. So I want you to walk me through if. Y'all building something crazy. I know I'm speaking in existence a 10-figure exit for y'all in the coming years. I know you talking about 3 to 5 runway, one of the focuses, but I want to build. I'm big. Marcus was here. We talk about recession-proof. You're in a recession-proof industry. I want to say anything that got to deal with healthcare, and there's so many facets. You got home healthcare. You got hospitals. You got nursing homes, like it's so many aspects. But if I wanted to go start me a $10 million a year home healthcare business, walk me through, coach me, what should I be doing?
So the first step for me is you want to, and
I'm gonna take my phone out so I can take notes. I had somebody on one of our shows, he's in his phone, I'm taking notes, people. Note takers are money makers.
The lesson. Anytime I'm in an event or anytime I'm doing anything, I'm always taking notes. So the first thing you want to do is you want to identify the startup capital. Like how much is this project going to cost?
That's good.
And so the first thing is like, okay. And then the second thing is like, all right, now I have the available capital.
What's a good amount?
So for
what
me,
I'm trying to do?
like 3 to 5 million is typically the raise.
So you playing big boy, that's big boy game, 3 to 5. So this not just hire your auntie to say you watch. This is a different game we playing.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, so I've been down this road. So most people may be intimidated of that number, but I know it's going to work. So like, I'm not worried about it. So like in my mind, I'm not risking capital. In my mind, I'm like, yo, this is I'm going to get my money back in 12 to 18 months.
Got it. Perfect.
And that's typically what happens for us. 12 to 18 months investors are getting all their cash back.
Yeah, I like it.
And so, and then I create an offer that can't be refused, right? I give a return of capital to those investors that put up their money, and then they're making anywhere between 30 to 70% on their money annually.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
And so then you would want to identify a location.
So 3 to 5 million first, got it. Location. Yep. What are we doing? Is this a treatment center? Is this a home health care?
No, so I would primarily focus on either a mental health program or a detox and residential program.
Okay.
Yeah, detox or res program. Which would be more of an inpatient setting. Okay. And so people are coming and they're staying with you for 21 to 30 days.
Okay.
And so this is the highest acute, the highest level of care. And so at this level, you're dealing with people that are like near death, people that have been drinking for 15, 20 years, and they need to come in and detox off of the alcohol or drugs.
Side note, I don't want to.
Sure.
You been to Kensington?
I haven't.
I know you've been to Kensington. Kensington Beach is just... They're like, I don't know what drug. It's when you lean in and you just, I don't know what. I don't know if that's heroin. Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean, opiates or heroin is when they're doing that.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, leaning in and just falling out. Yeah.
So that's at the highest level of. You said 21 days at the highest level of treatment. So you're working with them around the clock.
Yeah. So 24/7, 7 days a week. Nursing team, medical team, licensed practitioners, licensed nurses. Licensed mental health counselors, licensed therapists, and then you create a program, you create a modality. But a lot of that stuff you can hire like consultants that can walk you through the licensing process or the zoning process. There's lawyers that do that stuff now. So the second thing would be identifying a property. You know, location does matter. And usually what I like to do when I'm identifying like a different location or a different state, I look for like an anchor, somebody that I can like build a business around, somebody that's solid, somebody that's reputable, somebody that's been in the business long enough that I can lean on. And I give that individual opportunity that he wouldn't get otherwise. And so
you say anchored. Oh, go.
You're good. And so, for example, like right now, like I have a business. Let's just say I'm doing $10 million a year. And so if I have an abundant mindset and I'm like, okay, I want to go from 10 to 20, but on the second 10, I'm only going to make 80% of that. I'm making 8 million more than I'm making on the 10. So why would I be shady, or why would I have this lack mindset? Like, break my people off. Like, let them earn a living. Because we have these operators out here in our space. I mean, the healthcare space is probably the most taxing space. I mean, when you're dealing with sick people every day, all day, and their behavioral issues. I mean, these are people that hate themselves. These are people that attempt to commit suicide. So think about it. Like, imagine if me and you were chilling all day long and you're constantly talking me off the ledge. That's going to affect you. That's going to impact you. And so the way I look at it is like, you got to take care of the people. You got to take care of those healthcare professionals that are doing that hard work. And so bring them in on the deal, give them a couple of points, give them some upside, give them a sweet salary. But now you have a business that's crushing it and they're happy, and you don't have to be there. You don't have to oversee them constantly.
And so in real estate, when I think about the anchor, you're thinking about like when you talk about a shopping center, the supermarket. In this form, an anchor, you were talking about an operator, essentially somebody that can take this over and be like, I'm going to run this like it's my own. Give it everything I got. Okay.
Because I just need, so like for me, it's like, think about like basketball, right? Like you only have one or two superstars on a team. And then you have like good players, then you have like average players.
Role players.
And then you have like bench players. And so that's the way I look at it. Like you need one rock star. You need a rock star that's like a LeBron James or like a Dwayne Wade or Kobe Bryant or Allen Iverson, whoever you want to call, that can score, that can put points on the board, that's going to bring you to the playoffs. And then getting you through the playoffs and winning championships comes from the leadership. A guy that has the vision, a guy that knows how to push and motivate people, inspire people when they get stuck. And then you need like really good employees that are bought in, that are company people. I mean, think about it. 98% of the world is blue collar. And so most people have a mindset of like, I just want a place that I can go, hang my hat, have a career, and be a part of something, be a part of a vision or a mission much bigger than mine that is willing to be led and that is hungry.
Just hearing that and just the formula is already, I like it. Like you need some things in place, but I like it. When you talked about finding a real estate, are we buying this or are we leasing it?
So that's where you get into, preserving your capital in the beginning. So what I've done in the beginning was like lease to own. So I identify a property and I'll structure a lease where I step in low upfront cash. Usually it's like first, last security and maybe some TI. and then I'll do like a 3 to 5 year lease with an option that I can purchase at any time. And so then when that business starts performing, just go down to the local bank, show them the financials, and then they're like, all right, here's a loan. And then you exercise the loan, and now you own real estate. And then it's separate from the business, right? And so you want to protect yourself. Protecting is very important. So we have shell companies that own the operating company, because if something does happen, because there are sentinel events, people do get sick, people do die, people do, sneak drugs in, and again, we're dealing with behaviors. So you want to protect yourself, and we have huge insurance policies that protect that. And then you keep the real estate to the side, because then as a healthcare professional, you can accelerate depreciation and write off all those taxes. So if you have a $10 million building, you're literally saving probably $2.5 million of your income for that year. And
I'm doing my first cost segregation study now.
Oh wow!
On this place. So
oh wow! That's what's up.
I'm trying.
Bro,
I'm
it feels
learning.
so good when you take that save. You're like, thank God.
Yeah, bruh. Listen, all these things I'm learning now, but like, I wish I would have known all these things sooner, bro.
Yeah.
Who put you on to that? Like, where did you decide you gonna get in this game though? I kind of jumped to that part. What made you say? And I know for certain that, like we talked earlier, that I worked at the private airport specifically. That was specific to show me a bigger lifestyle, to show me that there was a lot more than the row home in West Philly I grew up in. That was a specific reason. I believe you went through those things specifically for these moments that you're in. But what made you say, yo, I should get in it? Was it a mentor? Was it a coach? Did you stumble upon it? What made you say, I'm getting into this?
So 2007, I met a gentleman who was a commodity broker, and he was crushing it. And at this time in my life, I think I was making like $60,000 a year as like a construction worker. And like that was my vision, right? Like that's what my dad did. That's what he thought I should do, is a good, hard working, good earning, good living, whatever. Then I met this guy, Matt Meyer, and he had a Breitling. Remember them old like diamond and bezel Breitlings? I'm like, yo, what is that? He's like, oh, that's a Breitling. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, what do you do? He's like, come into the office. The day I showed up, that was he got paid. He made $70,000 in a month.
Wow.
And I was like, you just did what I did in a year. And I was like, what do I got to do? He says, you get your Series 3. He said, you dial the phone, you show up first, you leave last, you dial more than everybody else, you'll be a millionaire. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold up, because I understand hard work. I do construction. Like I get that concept. Like I get.
I'm working hard as I possibly can work.
And the concept of like thinking like the harder I work, the more money I get isn't real. And so for those of you that are out there thinking that you need to work harder, that's not the case. Because I'm here living proof of that.
But you work hard though. But you work hard on the right things.
I grind. Exactly. It's all about the disbursement of my energy, right? Like this relationship right now. Like I'm here with you because I know what's possible, and I know we're both aligned, and our visions are so big that we're just going to elevate each other.
1,000%.
And so absolutely, like I could be doing like this is fun for me. People are like, what do you do for a hobby? Yo, I get on podcasts, I go to seminars, I talk about how to get money, like I talk about how to change lives. But so I started crushing it, man, and then all of a sudden I started to lose myself because I wasn't really providing a good service. I was putting people in investments that were extremely aggressive. So I was like the casino, and I would prey on people's greed, because they could hit. Like John, you put in $100,000. If gold goes up $100, you're turning that 100 into 300. And they're like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. And then they'll buy it, and then it will hit. And then they're like, let's go again. Then they double down. But the house always wins. So I think there's like 90% of options expire worthless. And so everybody that invested with me eventually lost.
And when you say options, you mean like stock trading options? Okay, gotcha.
Commodity options. I was doing commodities.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then I got suspended by the NFA, and then I got into an unregulated business selling leveraged precious metals. And so we were buying bullion.
Is that copper and?
So gold, silver, really gold, silver, platinum, palladium is what we were trading. And so it was leveraged contracts. And so there were finance agreements. And it was similar to like options. And so people would put in 100, they get $250,000 worth of bullion. If bullion went up, they would get 2.5 times their return. Well, the market got smoked, my book got smoked, and then I got sued by the FTC.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you don't want to fool with them.
No, $10 million lawsuit. I beat the preliminary injunction. I was able to prove everything that they were saying was false, but they were so upset with me because I spent all my money. Like they thought it was a lot different than it was.
Yeah.
And so they were like, pretty much like, we're the government. We're going to steamroll you until you give up. And I was like, look, I don't want to be in the business anymore. Like, I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not proud to be here. And I remember my dad calling me the day after I got sued, because I was on the front page of the Sun Sentinel in Florida.
How long you been clean from this moment?
Sobriety?
Sober, yeah.
I'm probably at like 10, 11 years sober.
No, I'm saying from that been 10, 11 years at that moment?
Yeah, I was sober 10, 11 years at that time.
Okay.
So, and my dad was like, pretty much like my son wouldn't do this. Like, who are you?
Yeah.
You know, and it crushed me because like I'm a genuine, loving person.
Yeah.
And I wasn't being that. But it was the best thing that could have happened to me. You know, another one of those like break-in moments. And I went to this personal development seminar, and I identified that like I have a passion, I have a gift to influence and inspire people.
Yeah.
And so my man, actually Adam, my business partner today, worked at a drug and alcohol rehab center, and he used to be like, yo, Sharif's got Rolls Royces, he's on the beach, like this dude's getting it. I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I gotta get in that business.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's how I gotta get there. And so then I knew I was good at marketing and sales. And so I found a treatment center, proof of concept. I went to a treatment center and I said, look, I can crush it in marketing sales. You don't have that component. Let me buy into your company. And so I presented an investment opportunity to this lady, and I blew up her business in 90 days.
Wow.
And she got greedy and she reneged on the deal. But I was like, it's all good because now I got the roadmap.
Yeah.
Now I know I could do what you're doing.
Yep.
And so I left her
Which
company.
was another blessing.
Unbelievable blessing.
Yeah.
At the time, I may not have seen that.
Yeah.
I was pissed off and frustrated,
course, yeah.
But it was a blessing in disguise, because then I had proof of concept. I was like, I could do this. I saw this, and I was like, and I could do it better. That's how my mind works. And then all of a sudden, I found a rehab center that wasn't doing so well. And then this time, I really bought in. I really had equity. I had control. And then I actually partnered with my father, by the way, at the time, which was really cool. And then we found out the problem with that program was this individual. And so then we bought him out, and then it was just like, sky's the limits from there.
Hey guys, if you're looking at this video, I gotta stop it right now, man. My guy Ryan is going absolutely crazy, showing you guys how to be able to start and grow your own healthcare business, right? I know I'm into it. He's literally about to hold my hand, hold our team hand and his team, and show us how we could do it. If y'all interested in learning how, there's gonna be a link in the description where you guys can figure out how you could do the exact same thing. Let's get back to the episode. Take it back to me being at the airport. You see somebody else doing something, you like, if they could do it, I know I could do it.
Right.
And then you went and did the test, and the rest is history.
Right.
Got it. So I believe where we left off at, we got the building now, we got the team now. Now we got to get clients. How do I get clients?
Yeah, so that's the more challenging piece.
Okay.
And so that is the secret sauce, right?
Okay.
Which is fine. I have no problem sharing it. So you need somebody that is capable of like really establishing high level relationships, and someone that's very, very hungry and that's not afraid to work. That's not afraid to travel.
Yeah.
Got to be at the conferences. Got to shake hands. It just has to be a super connector.
Yeah.
Someone that can meet everybody. And then you need to have a budget.
It's hard to develop them.
It is.
You got to develop that. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a special individual that can get out there and just shake hands, kiss babies, and just have a likable personality that can work hard. Yeah. Because those individuals gain a little bit of success and then they get lazy, you know, and then they get frustrated. But that's where we would come in and we would motivate that person with a little bit of a sweetener so that he's not just an employee, he has upside now.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, this is the plan. We want to go to these many states. This is the team that we want to build. And then you just cultivate and build a team of business development individuals. And that's probably like 25 to 30% of your referrals is that team, that business development team. And then you're going to need about 60 to 65% on marketing, which is like paid search or SEO or Facebook ads or pay-per-click through Google.
Let me ask, how difficult is it, y'all 600 plus employees, how difficult is it managing that amount of people, man?
So it took some time.
Is this virtual? Are they in a big office somewhere?
Yeah, so there's brick and mortar. So we have 5 locations in 4 states currently operational. There's 2 that are about to be open in the next 60 to 90 days. And so that was the learning curve, right? Like I had to figure out how to build a management team that was capable of running facilities. And so we have like an executive director at each site location that is responsible for their facility. and then we give them the framework, and then that's where Adam and I step in and we teach them, we coach them on how to be leaders, how to inspire, how to problem solve, how to identify data and make decisions and execute, and we teach them. And so that's the training program that we've created. And so, through trial and error, we learned like what works and what doesn't work. And so now we have it down to a science. And we just opened up a program in Washington State, which is the furthest away from us. And it was the best rollout, the most efficient rollout. I mean, we literally opened and we were full.
Because you're learning from the mistakes.
Yeah.
How are you decide now what cities to go to? Is it more so market research?
I mean, think about it. We get 10,000 phone calls a month. We're only able to place 3%.
Wow.
And so we're referring patients out. Like that's a big, that's like a
big opportunity.
Yeah.
Wow.
But think about this. I didn't know that up until about 2 years ago.
Yeah. It reminded me, I don't know if you ever, I'm sure, CPA marketing. What CPA marketing is just not similar, but ads team just are running ads to leads and just selling them to insurance companies.
Yeah.
Geico, the Progressive. They get the best marketers in the world. I'll buy your leads from them.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother vertical. So now it's about creating more verticals within the one business.
Yeah, you want to maximize your platform. And it's interesting because one of the guys that spoke with us does like a ton of mergers and acquisitions, and he knows a little bit about the space. And he was asking me like what our per bed revenue was per month. And he literally did like a triple take. He's like, wait, what? He's like, what? Wait, what'd you just say?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's wild because like we've maximized like every single opportunity, and we have so many different verticals inside of our one vertical, and even leaning into the personal development and the coaching space. Like we're
it's a
like,
whole nother vertical.
Yeah. And so like this just keeps adding to maximize what we're currently doing. Cause we work with 275 programs across the country. And let's say 90% of them are like mom and pop single facilities. Every single one of them would love to learn how to scale to multiple states, learn the formula, the blueprint on how to do that. That's a whole nother revenue. So here's what I learned I think is very important, and you actually touched on it a little bit, like serve your way to success. And so once I really understood that principle and started practicing that principle, I started to obsess on like, how can I help more people that are struggling with addiction, that are struggling with mental health illnesses. I'm only one provider. So why not work with all the providers? Why not create impact in those lives? So for you, for example, you're like, Ryan, I want to get in the space. Yo, you're going to save lives. Like, why wouldn't I want to show you? Like, yo, you're going to go out there, you're going to save lives. You probably have somebody in your family that's suffered from addiction, that has mental health illnesses. You may have struggled with mental health yourself. And you're like, yo, I want to go out there and make a difference in the world. Like, why wouldn't I want to help that person? Like, that's that abundant mindset. And because then the only thing that's going to happen is there's going to come a day when you're going to be like, I'm not even going to ask for it. You're just like, yo, Ryan, I got you. Yo, thank you, bro. I didn't even ask for it. That's just, like you said, the universe and God will always look out like that.
And I think that's the importance, man. We've been in a scarcity mindset for so long that we don't even know we don't know another way. So. Again, man, this episode's been fire. The show's been fire. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing just the game, man, on how I'm going to go build a $10 million healthcare. And I'm only saying 10 because, y'all, I don't know if I got enough time to go all in, but I'm going to go all in 10 million. I ain't mad at the extra 10 million a year, but let everybody know how they could connect with you, brother.
Yeah, man. My name's Ryan ZOFAY. That's ZOFAY. Follow me on Instagram. Everything you need is there.
Let's get it, y'all. So again, thank y'all for tuning in for the show. We'll see you on the next one.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.